Hello, so welcome to another weekly vlog. It is Monday. The reason I'm here sat like a don't know what in front of the camera, in front of the shelves, I've just done my what I watched last week video, which I will be editing and putting up today. I completely went off on one about a movie called Violation, which you will have seen by the time you get to see this. Honest to God, I'm turning into a grumpy old woman. I don't know, it's... Oh, my issue at the minute is female nudity in films at every single opportunity when the story does not require it, and I'm sick looking at it. It's just got so much that I sit and put myself in these actresses' shoes and I think, you know, when you go into a movie as an actress to portray a role and all they're interested in is, does she get her tits out? It's like that's how it seems to be going, and in this age of we're supposed to be respectful of women and people are trying to learn of how it feels to be a woman, I feel for these actresses. I mean, if the story requires it, then yeah, fine. I've no issue with nudity, never have done. But if I'm watching a serious thriller and we've got a woman walking about in a t-shirt with no pants on and no bra on and nipples protruding to the heavens, and that's not a part of the storyline, why is it there? You know, it's just there for men to go, or anybody that finds that attractive before we go down that route. And incidentally, it's Gina Gershon, who was my first girl crush. I love her. But it was just demeaning to me. It was just unrequired. It wasn't needed and it didn't add to the story. And it's, I don't know, maybe I'm becoming a grumpy old woman, who knows. So it's Monday, Isaac's upstairs having his hour of YouTube. The bouncy castle is gone, so no more bouncy castle for Isaac. I'm probably going to look into maybe renting one over the summer for a weekend so the kids can play on it. But nothing really else to tell. I'm really pleased that I've got my vaccine booked for Friday. So 4 days time I will have my first vaccine. My second vaccine's on the 18th of June. I probably told you that last week, but because I can't remember, I'm telling you again. I weighed myself this morning. I am something stone 8. I started at the beginning as something stone 1, as in the higher, so that's what, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, but that's 7 pounds, that's half a stone in 2 weeks. If that's correct, let's hope that's correct. That's some bloody good going for me. I'm very pleased with that. But this is where it slows down to a crawl. So yeah, I shall stop waffling. I just wanted to tell you what day it was, check in, and hope you guys are all well. Good morning. It is Tuesday. How's that for just difference for you? The sun is shining. I don't know if you can see in that sky, but it's really sunny. And there's snow on the hills and there's snow in the garden. Dear me. Okay, so yes, you can hear Dobby who's being fed in the background. It is Tuesday. I am having a little bit of chicken with 3 pieces of mango and some rice. That is a really small plate, so it looks like massive, but it isn't. And a tiny bit of grated cheese and a teaspoon of light mayonnaise. That is my tea this evening. Hello guys, so it is Tuesday night and I'm just going to bed. I debated whether to share this with you or not. I've decided to because it's important to any of you watching that are parents of younger children, so I thought I'd share it. Isaac has been having trouble at school with kids. Well, I think we've all had this whispering about him and going shh when he comes back over about groups of kids. There's a scenario in the playground where certain kids decide which games to play and they decide who can play. And Isaac's always been told he can't play. And he'll go to another group and they'll say, no, you can't play. And this is happening a lot. On the last day of school, one of the teachers came out, a male teacher who only has the class 1 day a week. He takes different years on different days. And he told Darren that Isaac had come to him and said that he feels people are talking about him and no one likes him, and he was really sad. And the teacher said he had a lot of admiration for him for coming to him because most kids wouldn't, and he wished more kids would. But he said to Darren, I've only found this out 15 minutes ago. Obviously the kids are now going home, but I want you to know that I'm keeping an eye on it and I wanted to make you aware of it. Isaac didn't want him to tell us. So we talked to him about it, and it transpires there's particular kids
I'll be honest, they're not nice kids. And I've had this at school where you get big groups and you ask, can you play? And they say, no, you can't. And it is a part of childhood and it is a part of something you have to deal with, I suppose. But Isaac is quite sensitive about this sort of thing. And I think not having siblings doesn't help because he's not used to that whole kids fighting like cat and dog one minute and being fine the next that most siblings have. But he's having different groups of kids doing this and excluding him. And he is quite a clumsy child. He's at that stage where his feet's too big for him. You know, he'll grow into them, but every time he falls over and hurts himself, people are laughing at him. He had a scenario when he was playing with the next door neighbours the other day on a bouncy castle. Now, they're lovely. Next door neighbours' kids are lovely. But there is a friend that was over. And Isaac has had issue there before when sort of playing with a few kids on Switch in the evening playing Fortnite. They've kicked him out of the party, which basically means ended his connection to the game and told him that everyone hates him. And this person was pushing him down the ladder to get to the bouncy castle, and then everyone was laughing, which I know it's kids, it's rough play. He was really upset. He sat down and cried. And next door neighbour's mum took him aside and spoke to him and said, are you okay? Now, Isaac was really upset. And it wasn't because of what happened on the bouncy castle. It was because of everything. He's been having trouble in school. To be honest, I think a lot of it is to do with the fact that, you know, he has done really well when he's been off. And, you know, he's won prizes for AR and athletics. And I think other kids are jealous of that in a way, that he's doing well. You know that thing when they're a SWAT, they're a teacher's pet, you know, this sort of thing. So he got really upset and she was speaking to him and he said something to her which has just completely floored me and Darren. And we don't know what side to come down on with this. He said to her, I wish I was dead. I just want to die. I can't even tell you how much I cried last night. She contacted me the next day and said he begged me not to tell you that he'd said this, but I told him as an adult I couldn't not tell you, so she phoned to tell me. And she'd spoke to him and asked him how often he'd felt that way, and she gave him a hug and stuff, and she did all the right things. And obviously the reason he felt like that was nothing to do with kids being a bit rough on a bouncy castle, because kids are kids. Kids laugh at each other when they fall down, that's fine. It's just the bigger picture of being excluded from everything by large groups of people. And a lot of those kids aren't the issue because they're just playing and they're having fun and they're part of a big group and they're not noticing that this kid's been excluded. There's just a certain group that liked power over other kids. This is my game and you can't play. And it's always the same kids that make the games up. And I've said, well, you make the games up and you play with, and he says, when I make games up, no one wants to play. So he's going through this at the minute and it's really hard. And I spoke to him. I know Isaac pretty well. The thing was that he spoke to someone else and not to us, and that really upsets me. He said he thought we would be angry. Right? Why would we ever be angry at something like that? When have we ever been angry at something like that? We talked for a long time, a couple of hours, and we got to the bottom. He said that when he gets upset, my body does something that I can't help and I exaggerate stuff. Now, in knowing Isaac, I feel that he started to cry and attention was drawn to it and an adult found out and he had to try and make everything seem worse than it was. And he made this comment, which obviously as a child he doesn't quite understand how serious that is and how serious an adult must take that. The other side of the coin is he actually feeling that way? We asked him and he said sometimes. And we talked about friends at school and we gave him examples when he had said things in agreement with friends that maybe one friend says, I don't like this person, and Isaac had said, I don't like them either. And I said, well, that was you being unkind. That was you doing that. I said, all children do this. I said, I went through this. Your dad's been through this. Kids don't dislike you, but nothing will have Isaac believe that people don't like him. And it worries me, and I just really, really hope that he's not feeling that way. He said he isn't. He said he exaggerated it and he didn't really mean that. But is he saying that for us? So what we told him we were going to do is to speak to the teacher that came and explain a bit more to the seriousness of the situation and explain what he had said, and to say, you know, we're not sure if this is actually the case, but obviously it's extremely concerning to us as parents. And really, I'm on your advice here, folks, also. Obviously, we don't want anybody to be told that Isaac has said anything and any of the other kids, because that will just make things worse. But I don't think there's a massive issue with people not liking Isaac, because Isaac is a nice kid. And I don't just say that because he's my kid, he is a nice kid. He's not precocious, he's not a bully, he's not bossy. He can be a bit annoying sometimes, but what kid can't? We've sort of... Is it unreasonable for us to expect the school to speak to the classes, just generally, about the fact that there should not be kids making up large groups of games and telling other children they can't play? Because should they be educated in the fact that that's not acceptable behaviour? Because obviously Isaac can't be running to a teacher anytime he's told he can't play, because that's going to have repercussions, isn't it? The people are going to go, oh, he's a telltale. But I don't want my son to be sitting every lunchtime on his own because no one will play with him. You know what I mean? So really at school it should not be a culture for that to be allowed to happen. And I feel someone should be speaking to the class about that and should be saying, this needs to stop. You know, there are situations where kids are not being allowed to play. And I'm sure, I said to Isaac, I'm sure this will have happened to other children. It's not just you. But that needs to stop. And am I being unreasonable to expect the school to try and implement something generally, just overall as a rule? Or is it a case of us trying to... We've tried to in a nice way, but obviously after hearing that statement, we needed to be very careful. We've tried in a nice way to sort of explain to Isaac, kids are kids and kids are this way. They will do anything to be part of a popular group, and it's not because they dislike him, it's just what the popular kids are doing. And it will, you know, in just over a year, he will be at a new school, secondary school. And it's a fresh start. Sort of in a nice way, say you need to toughen up a bit, but not say that. But I worry because he's a gentle child and he's a sensitive child, and I really worry, and I don't want to see him be ostracised at all. I'm really concerned. And as I said to Darren, I'm more concerned because I know the challenges that lie ahead for a teenager are so much more than what he has experienced right now. Because we've all experienced what he's going through, right? All of us. But as a parent, you want to take it away, you want to make it better, but I don't quite know how to. So yeah, any suggestions for any of you guys that have been there, or as parents, if your child was going through this, what you would want to do? And what I have done is... everything's obviously broke up at the minute for the whole COVID thing, but I have emailed a local scout group in the town nearest to us. We live in the village and they have a scout group, which Isaac was part of, but was a waste of time. All they did was climb trees in mucky, wet weather. There was no other scout stuff that I would expect, like learning to do things, or none of normal scout stuff, you know what I mean? So this is a local scout group in Ballymena. And I thought about maybe him going somewhere outside of the village to meet different kids, meet a new set of kids, possibly some kids he might end up going to secondary school with, to try and find him a friend, you know what I mean? Is that, you know what I mean, is that too much? Or if it's something he wants to do, obviously we'd never make him do something he didn't want to do, but I'm just trying to think outside of the box to get him outside of the village clique, and to maybe get him meeting new people and maybe make him feel a bit... Having a friend would make Isaac feel so much more confident in himself. And what with the past year we've had, he hasn't really got to spend time with, apart from our neighbours, thank God. They've only moved in a few months ago. The little boy's 4 and the little girl I think is 6, maybe 7, 6 or 7. And he loves to play with them, but obviously they're a lot younger than him. And I'd like him to meet kids of a closer age. So let me know what you guys think. It's a quandary. It's been very upsetting, and you know, what do you do? Obviously, if the talk with school doesn't resolve things, we will keep talking to Isaac about how things are and how he feels. And he's been told there's no right or wrong way to feel, how he feels, and you know, that's fine. Then we will probably take him to see about speaking to someone on a professional basis, because this is out of, you know, I never want to think we didn't get him help he needed, but I honestly, as a parent, do feel that he was going a bit overboard and exaggerating, but I would never ignore that, you know what I mean? But yeah, I thought I'd share it. I think it's important, if you've got young kids, to always bring them up to be kind. Isaac's a very kind child to other children. Unfortunately, not all children are that way. I think when you have a lot of sibling rivalry at home, and you're maybe the youngest, you throw your weight about a bit in school, don't you, to try and lord it over other kids, and I think that's what's happening. So that's what's going on at the minute. So, any advice gratefully received. How do you think we've dealt with it? Seems very happy and content today, but lockdown's been hard for kids, you know, especially only children. But yeah, I shall leave that there for the evening. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Nothing planned as is usual. I need to edit last week's weekly vlog. I was the whole way through. I'd reached Sunday and the thing crashed. I was so angry. I lost everything I'd done, and I just said, right, I cannot face doing this again today, so I'll do it tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll be editing some vlog. But anyway, I shall speak to you guys tomorrow. Thank you for listening.
Come on. Oh dear me. Oh dear. Don't like this, do you? I'm going home. Oh dear me, is your leg broke?
Right, you can hear the chase in the background. I just need to mute it. Right, my dinner today is, this is 2 pieces of cinnamon and raisin toast. It is, hang on, it is tiny. It's not like normal toast size. It's what, it's probably half the size of a normal piece of bread. And some plain low-fat Greek yogurt, a teaspoon of Manuka honey, and some strawberries. Now that looks like a nice big tea, but there's not actually that many calories in that. Dogs have had their tea. They're looking very interested at my tea.
What did they have?
And they're not having any. I think they had chicken.
Roast chicken.
From yesterday.
And chicken juice gravy. And biscuits.
Yes. Biscuits as in dog biscuits, not human biscuits. Right, so that's what I'm having now. I'm off. Just cough it. Hello. Just heard they're there. I was going to say I just heard the recycle bins. Where is it? It is Friday and I am going into town to get my vaccine. Oh, now we've got loads of traffic. Yeah, the over 40s can now get their vaccine. An advantage to being old. I'm the last person out of our family to get it, as in, like, close to my mum and dad and Darren already have it. So it's my turn now. 2:10. It is now 25 to 2. I expect to be there about 15 minutes early. Obviously I won't go in early, I don't think you're allowed to. But I want to get in and make sure I'm there in time, you know what I'm like. Then I have to wait about until 4 to collect my prescription. Oh no, I don't, because I ordered it on Wednesday, so it should be there now. But I have to drop off a fleece to my mum that she asked me to order for her, and then back home. It is a weird day. It is 4 degrees Celsius. It is very sunny, but it is cold. So I'll not waffle because I've nothing to tell you. Oh, Prince Philip's died. Obviously that'll be very old news by the time this goes up, but it happened while I was watching this morning, and it was like about 12, and I'd been to the bathroom and I come back and everyone was talking about Prince Philip, but it was like doing his whole life, and I'm thinking, why is this? And I'm thinking, is Prince Philip dead? Is that why we're talking about him? And I googled, and yep, he had died 12, so yeah, it started at 12 on the telly. It's now 25 to 2 and they're still doing the news broadcast about it. I know it's awful, someone dying. He was 98, I think, or was he 99? He was either 98 or 99. This is going to be really, really awkward for Harry and Meghan. I mean, will they come back for the funeral and face off against all the royals that they did the interview about, not like a few weeks ago?
That'll be awkward. But what irritates me is when someone dies, it doesn't matter how much of an arse they were. Everyone wants to talk about how wonderful they are and how much they did, etc., etc. And you know, I'm not a royalist, and I feel really bad for the Queen because, you know, it's awful for anyone to lose their partner. And I don't actually mind the Queen, but they keep banging on about him being head of this wildlife organisation before it became trendy. What they don't say is that he rushed out to shoot a tiger before the law came into place that outlawed it. So, you know, we're here on one side of things. But yeah, I've got a certain viewpoint on hunting. I just don't like it. I don't understand the concept of killing things for fun. I don't even like fishing. I know that's maybe a bit extreme, but I don't. Now, if you're going back to like many years ago when people had to do this to eat, then yes. Anyway, we've gone off on this tangent again, haven't we? That wouldn't be like me, would it? Right. I shall, you're not allowed to film in the vaccine place, so I can't I'll try and do some covert filming, but that thing I said before about everything being all over my face, as in, you know, I can't be sneaky and not look a face. I'll try and see what I can film, but I'll catch you when I get there. Right, here we go. There's a wee sign, COVID vaccination centre. I'm trying to get to the car park and this van has other ideas. Right, no indicator, well done. COVID vaccination clinic this way, but Darren told me to go up here. Fucking hell. Right, he told me to go up this way and that it was just at the top. Right, let's just go with what I was told. Park in here somewhere. There's a lot of people waiting about. So I'm here. I am 15 minutes early as expected. Ah! Ow! Ow! The flip is that? Stuck right. Look at that. That's off a cactus. I was going to hoover the car while I was sat here, but I forget my temperature. I don't know if they take your temperature when they do this. Wait to see them not giving me the vaccine because my temperature's too high. Well, that'd be good crack, wouldn't it? Right, I've got my mask. I was going to hoover the car, but now I can't be bothered. Plus, I don't want to get myself overheated. I've got 14 minutes till it's my turn. I don't know if you can show up early, I don't think so.
I need you to change your mask. You don't mind? You need the visor as well? You don't need it. If you take that off, I can, no, I'll have to give you a bag for it.
Is this your first or second, Lisa?
First. J-O-H-A-N-N-E-S.
Can I just see some ID there? Straight down to the left hand side, down.
Okay, thank you.
Right there.
If you just go to this desk.
Alright.
Alright, how are you? What's the name?
Lisa Davy.
Lisa, yeah. Brilliant. If you take both those cards and you're paying,
Alright, okay.
and see the queue there, see if you just
Yep.
join that.
Okay, great stuff, thank you. So that's me done. Is it normal for your arm to hurt right away? Well, I've been in there 15 minutes doing my sit. I tried to record a little bit. Where did she put it? I don't see any redness. Did she put it? I think she put it on my tattoo. Yeah, just a normal injection, nothing worse. So hopefully I won't get too many of the terrible symptoms. Remains to be seen, as apparently fibro people are not reacting very well to it. But yeah, done. So let's go and collect my prescription. I wonder what's going on up there. Can you see the police car? Up that hill. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. 2 coppers with flak jackets on. That's where all that trouble was, you know, all the bloody rioting that's been in Northern Ireland. If you don't, there has, over the whole Brexit debacle. It's just kids. I'm not indicating. Oh, that's a disgrace. I'm going to turn you sideways. I don't know if you're. Oh no, I can't. It doesn't turn that way. Thought you'd maybe be able to see up the hill a bit there, see what's going on. We're coming down the hill now, whatever's going on. This thing's facing me. That's weird. Why is it like this? Still like a ghost town. It's so weird. Look, no one. I see this big building here is a thing called Cameron's, where I had my first job. It's a bit like Debenhams. It's a big department store. Chemist is this building. That's the dentist. Right. Morning. It is Saturday. Sunny. There's a birdie just flown past. And we've got this weird thing again. The garden was absolutely covered very first thing, and now it's starting to melt bit by bit. So it's sunny and it's snowy. Weird. We just had some nice birdies there, but they all flew away.
Right, so we've got blue sky, we've got sunshine. What else have we got?
Snow.
It's snowing, isn't it? We're going on for some treats. It's weird, isn't it, this weather, Isaac?
Yeah, freak weather. Let's keep going.
Right, I'll follow behind.
Come on, dogs. Come on, come in. Get a go.
Miles away, we're alright. Where's Mama?
Hello. Goodbye.
Hello, just a very fast one. I haven't really, I think I filmed out the window first thing this morning. We have loads of snow and sun at the same time, and when I filmed out the window it was half gone, so that's all I've recorded today. So this is just really a quick login to say nothing much is going on with the whole COVID vaccine. I do have a sore arm. A lot of people have reported that, but it's not extremely painful. It's just, it feels badly bruised. The area surrounding it is up in like it's swole up in like a, you know, like if you have a really big pimple, it's like that. And the area around is quite red and it's a bit sore. But other than that, nothing, no bad, you know, people are saying, Well, everyone's different. Some people are getting really bad reactions, and I know from the fibro page that I'm on that a lot of fibro sufferers are really struggling. But as yet, now this is like almost midnight on Saturday night, and I got this at 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon. So I would have thought anything horrible that was going to happen would have done so by now, but fine. So happy days. I look forward to the 18th of June when I get my next one. So we've just rewatched Saw, which I adore. I just really got in the mood for it. There's a few people were talking about it on YouTube reviews, so I think the fuss around this new spiral, which to me will probably be okay, but it won't be a Saw movie. It'll be like Halloween 3 wasn't a Halloween movie, similar sort of thing. So I think if we look at it like, hopefully it'll be thriller-like 7, but I'm still not going to be considering it a horror movie. Well, we shall see what happens, but I so look forward to being able to go back to the cinema. I miss it so much. Right, so that's it for this evening, guys. I shall check in with you tomorrow to sign off the vlog. Hope you're all well.
Hello, so it is Sunday. I'm going to close the vlog off now. I've just recorded a tag video for my Lisa Love channel called Top 10 Movie Moments. It's back to school tomorrow. I was going to the opticians tomorrow, but they just called me to tell me I've got a contact lens appointment to go to as well, and they don't have time to do both, so could I reschedule? So I've done that for the end of the month. The only other thing coming up is Isaac's first guitar lesson is on Wednesday night, so that'll be, he's a bit nervous, but we're looking forward to, hopefully he'll enjoy it. We won 2 lessons last year, and then I bought 10 lessons as a birthday present, so he's got 12 guitar lessons, and we'll see how he gets on. But it's good for a kid. I learnt an instrument when I was a child, and I've never regretted that, because when you learn one instrument, I find that you can usually, you know, pick up other things a lot easier. So yeah, not that playing a silver flute is of much use to me these days, but I can pick up most wind instruments and have a go anyway. So yeah, thank you for watching this week, guys. I'm going to go edit my video now, and I shall speak to you guys next week. Overnight from Kit and Gawoodle.